Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, man, you guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, we're going to talk about some comments I heard from Patrick Beverly. I think this was out the other night or the day before yesterday, whatever it was. It might have been yesterday, that he tweeted out some weird statement about a WNBA team beating an NBA team. But I can't with these guys anymore, man. It's getting really weird. I'm telling you, Patrick Beverly, he's a dumb guy. He's not smart at all, Patrick Beverly. He's just a stupid dude, man. And, you know, I tell him that to his face. Like, Patrick Beverly, my man, you dumb. You stupid. You have said so many dumb things recently over the last, I don't know, couple of months. I've heard Patrick Beverly on his stupid piece of podcast. The Pat Bev podcast. I told you. Who wakes up in the morning and is like, yo, I can't wait to hear the new episode of the Pat Bev podcast? Who wants to listen to these clowns? To this dude, Pat Beverly? My God, man. And he talks, like I said, he talks some nonsense about a WNBA team beating an NBA team. We're going to talk about it briefly in this video, guys. Once again, it's embarrassing for the NBA. It's embarrassing for the WNBA, man. I'm embarrassed for Patrick Beverly. And I mean this with all due disrespect, this video. All due disrespect to Patrick Beverly, man. Dude's a straight freaking fool, man. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states, man, has been supporting my channel, man. Once again, you guys know I am truly humbled, man. Much respect to everybody out there, the real basketball fans that continue to stand up, man. Like I said, and roll with me. It means a lot, guys. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I didn't even want to do a video on this. But I saw these comments, and it fell right in line with what I've been talking about over the last couple of days, right? I've been talking to you guys a lot over the last couple of days about alcohol and liquor, right? We talked about this stuff, right? The LeBron James, right? Weird ad for Hennessy, right? And we talked about how, you know, Allen Iverson said that he was stopping drinking, right? He's been sober for 6 months now. And he said that was one of the greatest decisions, one of the best decisions that he ever made in his life, right? And I told you guys about this stuff, right? The dangers of alcohol and how it needs to be taken serious. I'm not saying that you should never drink or that, you know, I don't drink because I'm better than you or any of that kind of stuff. I told you guys why I don't drink. That was a personal choice of me because I didn't like the way that I felt. I felt like crap when I drank. It was doing nothing for me. So I was like, why am I doing this? Once again, there was no reason for it, so I cut it out of my life. So for a lot of people, I gotta tell you, people enjoy alcohol. And it's great, man, right? You have a good time, right? We get all of this stuff. There's different kinds of alcohol, right? There's hard liquor, there's wine, there's champagne, there's beer, there's wine coolers, right? There's all kinds of stuff, right? People take Jell-O shots I've seen before, right? There's different ways that you can consume alcohol, right? I've seen people cut watermelons open and fill the watermelon with alcohol and eat the watermelon, which will get you drunk, right? There's different ways that you can do these things, right? We all know about the social aspect of alcohol. But when Patrick Beverly makes this tweet, he sends out this tweet, he says that a WNBA team, or he thinks a WNBA team can beat an NBA team. What does he say? I'm going to read it off, guys. He says this. I don't know if it's the alcohol. He put the emoji for liquor, wine, alcohol. He has the wine glass there. So I don't know if it's the alcohol, but I really believe that this Aces team could beat an NBA team. Now, I actually looked into this because, you know, there's a lot of fake news out there now and all this weird stuff, you know, that people put out. You don't even know if it's true a lot of times. So I always try to look into these things. And I looked into this. And no, he actually did send this out. And it's really weird to me because, well, it's not weird to me because coming back to Beverly, it's weird to me in the sense that instead of congratulating the Aces team or, you know, celebrating them, you made it weird by trying to inject them with an NBA team. When there's no need for this. This whole stuff is weird, but this whole guys versus women thing is weird to me. I don't know why people are doing this, all right? We have to stop this. There's a reason why there's women's sports and men's sports. We have to stop this. This whole, oh, you know, women are just as competitive and they are just as strong and tough. No, they're not. They're not. Women are not as big as men. They're not as strong as men. They're not as fast as men. That's the world, guys. There's nothing wrong with that, man. There's a lot of things that men are not as good at women at. A lot of things, guys. But in terms of the physical status, physically, women are not on the same level as men. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. That's nature, guys. That's the way that we were created. Like I told you, it's supposed to be a balance, right? A dynamic between men and women. Men and women are not supposed to be the same. We're not supposed to be the same. We're supposed to be different. That's what makes the dynamic between men and women great. It's a balance there. I told you guys about this before. I mean, like, it's just weird to me how people look at men's sports and men playing in a sport, and when people say, oh, women can't compete with men in this sport, they take it as an insult. Like, it's an insult to say that women aren't as strong as men? How is that an insult? You're not. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the way that we are created. That's the way the sexes work. Male and females. Every species on this earth, right, just about has a male or female. Two different kinds of genders and sexes on this world, right? This planet. I know we get a little weird here, out here in America, with some of this stuff. And as humans, we're getting really weird with this stuff. But when you talk about, let's think about lions, for example. You have a pride of lions, right? Lions are in a pack, right? They have a pride, right? Now, there's a dichotomy here, isn't there? There's a dynamic between the male lions and the female lions. The female lions are bad. Them female lions go out there and do the hunting. They do all kinds of stuff. They're the ones who go out there. They're the ones doing it. But what do the male lions do? The male lions are the ones, when the female lions get the kill, the male lions are the first ones to eat. And the male lions are the ones that protect the kill from the hyenas and the other animals out there, the other predators that would try to come and challenge the females for that kill. I've seen this on National Geographic. You guys have seen this stuff. Been watching this since I was a kid, man. My dad was heavy into National Geographic. And a lot of this stuff out there in the Sahara, man. That's the dynamic between the male lions and the female lions. Ain't none of them crying about, oh, man, how come y'all get to eat first? We did the kill, and you guys come over here and debo it. That's the hierarchy. That's the dichotomy there. Once again, this is what they do. All right? So we have to understand this. In society, men, women, there's a difference there. And there's nothing wrong with us being different. That's what makes it so great. Having that kind of relationship with a woman or a man, right? If you find that right person, that's what makes it great. There's a balance there. You're able to lean on each other and pull and push from each other. Learn things from each other. For Beverly to make a statement that he believes, maybe it's the alcohol. Do while you're drinking. See what I'm saying, guys? This is what alcohol does to you. It makes you do things that are dumb, right? It makes you say things that are dumb. You tweeted this out. You're dumb. You sound dumb. You look dumb. Patrick Beverly is not an intelligent-looking guy. Doesn't sound intelligent when I hear him speak. I told you he's a dirtbag basketball player. He was a dirty basketball player. A dirtbag. I told you I have lost all respect for Patrick Beverly since 2003. I have 2013. No respect for that clown. And the way that he took out Russell Westbrook's knee. Right? I talked about this in that last video I did when Patrick Beverly was talking nonsense and reckless. Imagine Patrick Beverly was the same guy that said that Kevin Durant would average 50 in the 80s. He would average 50 in the 80s, even though Kevin Durant's career high is 55. So his career high is 55. He's going to basically average his career high in the 80s with that physical style of defense. Insane, man. I mean, just weird stuff from Patrick Beverly. He doesn't make any sense because Patrick Beverly was not watching basketball in the 80s and the 90s. These guys are not fans of the NBA's history. They're not fans of the NBA like that. I told you a lot of these guys just played the game because they were blessed with some genetics, man. They were blessed with some athleticism. They were blessed with some height. Not saying Patrick Beverly was blessed with height or genetics or his crazy athleticism. But most of these guys are only in the league because of that. They don't care about the NBA. And they don't even know the history of the NBA. They don't even care. They have no respect for it. It's all crazy. So he says, I don't know if it's the alcohol, but I really believe this Aces team could be an NBA team. So like I said, why do you have to go there with it, Patrick Beverly? Why can't you just celebrate the Aces and just celebrate their championship and be, yo, congratulations to them for being the best team in the WNBA this year? Why you got to make it a thing about the NBA? You have to inject the NBA into, because you're not doing, I mean, think about what Patrick Beverly did right there. Did he pay a service to the NBA? No, because once again, if they're trying to promote that the NBA is bigger, stronger, faster than the guys were back in the day, the other men in the 80s and 90s, if you're claiming that these guys are greater athletes, they're bigger, stronger, faster, they're more skilled, they're so much greater, then how the hell are you going to compare to an WNBA team? So are you trying to say, Patrick Beverly, that this Aces team would destroy any teams in the 90s? They would beat it would be the Chicago Bulls in the 90s then, Patrick Beverly, right? Because the guys said they are bigger, stronger, faster, they're more skilled, it's a better game. You guys, they keep trying to promote this nonsense to us, but we all, the real fans know it ain't the truth. But that's what they're promoting. So if this Aces team could beat an NBA team today with that kind of promotion going on, then they would destroy every team in the 90s, essentially, what you're trying to say. I don't think that Aces team would have a chance against any team in the 90s. Once again, the physicality of the game. These women can't deal with that kind of stuff because they're going against grown men. Real grown men. Now, what I'm thinking about when Patrick Beverly says this, is like I said, you're also, once again, exposing this era of NBA. Because a lot of these guys in the NBA are soft as hell, man. They're like women. They wear dresses like women. They wear makeup and nail polish like women. These guys wear eyeshadow like women. They wear lip gloss like women. You saw the picture of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wearing a sports bra like a woman under his jersey. I don't want to hear no excuses, man. These dudes wear tight clothes like women. And some of these women in WNBA, they not women. They more manly and tougher than a lot of these dudes in the NBA. So in that regard, I do agree with some of this stuff. Some of these women are tougher than a lot of these guys in the NBA because the NBA guys have gotten softer. But for Patrick Beverly to say that this Aces team, who's supposed to be the best team in the WNBA, they're the champions of the league, you're saying that the best team in the WNBA could beat an NBA team, but you did not specify what team. Why don't you call the team out? Say that team could beat the Charlotte Hornets, or that team could beat, this team or that team, whatever team I don't even know where he's going with that. I would love to see that. Once again, it doesn't make any sense to me. We're talking about grown men going against women. Women. All right? The height differences, the strength differences, the speed differences. I mean, I don't know what we're doing here. Like I said, I know these guys I call them soft feminine fools. There's a lot of these weirdos out here in the NBA today. These guys are TikTokers. You got the one dude, Derek Lively. No knock on him, man. The dude's a Lego builder. Builds Legos, man. Come on, man. Michael Jordan wasn't playing against Lego builders, man, out there in the 90s, man. These guys are building Legos and, weird. These guys doing podcasts. They're focused more on their podcast. They're focused more on their brands than they are the NBA game. They care more about themselves than the game. These are guys we got in the league today. Load managing all over the place. They're always hurt. Guys flopping all over. So in that regard, yeah, maybe you can say that some of the WNBA players are tougher than some of the NBA guys. I'll go with that. But to say that a WNBA team could beat an NBA team, come on, man. What are we doing here? Like I said, what are you doing for the NBA? You ain't doing nothing for the NBA. You're making the NBA look bad. You're not helping the Aces look good. And like I said, all you're doing is making the Aces look bad and the WNBA look bad. Because really what Patrick Beverly is saying here is that the best team in the WNBA could maybe beat an NBA team. So how is that making them look good? Like I said, are you going to sit there and say Patrick Beverly? As I said, it's really corny what he says. He's a corny dude, Patrick Beverly. Because he didn't put no names on it. He didn't put no team on it. Put a team out there. Say they would beat this team. I think they could beat this team. The Hornets have been pretty bad over the last 3-4 years now. So if you want to throw the Hornets out there as the worst NBA team over the last couple of years, you know what I'm saying? Then, or we could put maybe the Portland Trail Blazers out there. They've been a pretty bad team over the last couple of seasons. Right? The Brooklyn Nets have been bad over the last couple of seasons. So if you wanted to say that the Aces could beat one of the worst teams in the league, then say that. Say that I believe that they could beat one of the worst teams in the NBA or the worst team in the NBA and put a team out there. Put a team out. But for you to just say that they could beat a team, what are you saying? Any team? Like I said, you didn't say that the Aces could beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. So the best team in the NBA, let's go against the best team in the WNBA. How do you think that's going to go, Patrick Beverly? How do you think that's going to go, my man? It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. And no one's going to want to watch that. Nobody wants to watch guys versus women. Like I told you, I don't even want to I would never watch WNBA. I would never watch women's sports like that. I mean, I've watched some of the women in the World Cup and World Cup soccer. I've watched some of that before because my daughter's a soccer player. So I tried to watch some of this soccer over the last 5-10 years since my daughter's been heavily into soccer. But I'm not watching women's basketball. I mean, I remember they had the lingerie league. Remember the lingerie league? Right? And what happened with the lingerie league? People took it as a knock on women, right? Oh, you're just objectifying women. Weird stuff, man. My goodness. The women weren't being forced to go out there. You know what's funny to me when you think about stuff like that, the lingerie league, and they had women out there and, skimpy stuff and showing skin, and a lot of guys were into stuff. I wasn't really into it, but it was fun to watch, man. It was actually funny to watch women run around in pads and lingerie. But what's funny to me is that, and I know, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I worked in the gym for many years. I was a manager at the gym for many years. I coached, and trained people at the gym for many years. And now I train people at their own homes. Sometimes I train them at my house, right? Sometimes we go to a park and I train people. But anyway, you know what's funny about going to the gym, guys? I used to work as I was a manager at the gym. I know oftentimes women would come up to me, right? And they would say, and usually older women, and they would come up to me and they would be complaining about other women in the gym and what they're wearing, right? And the gym that I worked at didn't really have a quote-unquote dress code. a strict dress code like that. Like, yeah, you couldn't go in there with no shirt on or, no shoes on. Like, we understand that stuff. But there really was no dress code in there as far as like what you couldn't wear, as your fitness stuff. Like, whatever you felt comfortable training in, as long as it was like a bra and panties, then you could pretty much be out there on the gym floor with this stuff. So I would get several older women come up to me sometimes and be like, hey, this woman's out there in a sports bra and these little tight spandex shorts. And there's no dress code, nothing against this woman wearing this, girl wearing this. And she was a younger girl. And I kept getting people coming up to me one day about this girl. And she was taking photos of herself in the mirror. And she was doing a lot of these butt poses. This is what we see now. Weird stuff from these women, these girls in these gyms. Weird stuff, man. And then they get upset when guys are looking at them. It's weird stuff to me, man. Like, how you gonna wear nothing in the gym, right? You're gonna be inappropriate in the gym. You're going to film yourself doing stupid stuff in the gym. Then people look at you and then you try to call them out for looking at weird stuff, man. These women are clowns, man. Just weirdos out here, these women, man. I'm so glad I ain't got to be out here on the hunt for girls, man. I feel sorry for a lot of you people out here trying to find a good woman out here. These women are just weird and jacked up out here, man. Weird stuff from these girls. Like I said, wearing nothing. But anyway, you would get complaints from these women wearing this stuff, right? And the funny thing is this. And I'm not saying that they didn't have a right to complain about, some of what these women were wearing. Because like I said, it makes the gym an uncomfortable situation. Because like I said, now you got, possibilities of people getting into a thing because, oh, you're looking at me and what are you looking at and why are you filming this and you looking. It gets weird sometimes. But when you think about the complete opposite, right? It wasn't like they weren't keeping the same energy, so to speak. So what do I mean? If there's a heavyset woman, right, and she's wearing nothing, right, and she's in the gym or she's doing a workout, maybe you saw her out running around the street, and she got nothing on but a sports bra and the same kind of shorts on, right, as this other girl. People won't have a problem with that woman wearing that. Why? Because they'll say, you go, girl. Don't worry about what people think about what you look like. You wear what you want to wear. They'll say stuff like that. That's why I laugh at the Kardashians and some of these other corny people out here that want to promote, love yourself and be proud of who you are. Meanwhile, they're getting surgeries every other week. They're popping pills and taking medication and doing all kinds of weird stuff, cutting their nose off and chopping up their face and injecting their lips with stuff. But you should be happy with the way you look. But we're going to go and spend thousands and millions of dollars on cutting our body up and getting butt implants and lifts and suctions and all kinds of weird stuff, man. So they'll tell the heavy-set woman that's wearing nothing, you go, girl, be proud of what you look like. Don't let anyone judge you or talk about you. But when the young girl who's got a body like that is wearing some inappropriate stuff, I think it's inappropriate, but she's wearing it, people are upset. They get offended. Oh, she shouldn't be wearing that in here. It's weird, ladies. Can't be like that, all right? You can't tell the one lady to go for it and be proud of what you look like and don't worry about the haters. But then when the woman who actually could wear those kinds of things is wearing that, you tell her to put clothes on. Oh, how dare you come out like that? That's disgusting. It can't be both ways, ladies. Same thing with guys, right? There'll be a lot of guys that want to wear these tight spandex shirts and this muscle stuff, but they ain't got the body for it. Not everybody could wear that spandex Under Armour and the Nike, pro stuff. That's for athletes. That's what's made for athletes. If you're not an athlete, then don't wear that stuff. You look weird out here. Sometimes you see people in the gym, they're not dressed appropriately for the gym, man. Same thing for guys. So for me, with this whole woman-man dynamic and an Aces team beating an NBA team, Patrick Beverly, and once again, the alcohol's involved. Alcohol. Stay off the alcohol. It's not helping you out, Patrick Beverly, making you look stupid, making you sound stupid, because you are stupid, Patrick Beverly, and you're a dirtbag, man. Like I said, you're a straight dirtbag. Who the hell is listening to Patrick Beverly? Who wants to hear anything from Patrick Beverly? He's going to motivate you or inspire you? He's going to give you advice on life? He's going to give you advice on basketball? He's a dirtbag player. A dirtbag player, man. All right? And I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Man, ain't no WNBA team beating no NBA team. There ain't no women beating no dudes. All right? It's an absolute joke. All right? Stop trying to take the NBA down by making a stretch like this. And stop trying to make it seem like these WNBA women are on that level, man. Because these guys are corny as hell. They love to promote these women and promote the WNBA as if it's on the level of the NBA. It's not even close. The WNBA is like number 60 as far as sports and like money, the revenue that they make in. There are so many other leagues that make more money. There are leagues you never even heard of, guys, that make more money than the WNBA, man. Overseas leagues that make more money than WNBA, man. All right, so this whole stuff, like the way that Patrick Beverly's talking, a lot of these guys, these NBA players, like they go to the WNBA games and they'll be like, oh, look at this guy at the WNBA game there. He's over there to support the WNBA players. Weird stuff, man. To me, it's weird stuff, man. Because like I said, They're nowhere on the level of the NBA. Remember, the NBA's been around since 1947, man. The WNBA's been around since 1990, I believe 1996 or something like that, guys. It's a way different league, man. Way different, all right? The NBA's been around for way longer than the NBA. I mean, the WNBA. The NBA's been around for way longer, guys. Way longer, right? You women are complaining about money. Money. They're complaining about money and how they're not getting the right revenue and all this crap. Yo, was there a WNBA in the 40s? I'm sorry, women. Was there a WNBA in the 50s, in the 60s, or the 70s, or the 80s? How about those women, right? How about Cheryl Miller? Like, what about those ladies? How much money were they getting paid? There was no freaking league, man. But you women are complaining about the money you get. This is why I talk about humility and lacking self-awareness. These women are not aware of who they are and where they are in society. You're complaining about the money that you're getting in a league that wasn't even around for women back in the day. You should be thankful that there's a league for you guys to play in. It's not good enough for y'all. Y'all league makes no money and y'all still complain about how much money you get. Your league don't make no money. These women are a joke, man. They really are. I have no respect for these women complaining and crying about money when your league don't make money like that. Your league ain't like that. It's not. Give me a freaking break, man. Men are out here playing 82-game seasons. Well, we want them to play the 82 games. They're not playing the 82 games. But dudes back in the day play 82-game seasons, man. Wake me up when the women are playing 82-game seasons. All right, it's an absolute joke with this stuff. Patrick Beverly, sound ridiculous. Stop drinking alcohol. That's what I'm getting from this. Stop drinking. Fools out here talking reckless. You guys know the deal. I'll catch you guys on the next one.